Hi, I'm Ray from Beauty World, the home of Franken polish supplies. In this 5-minute video, I'm going to share with you my 6 golden rules for making great Franken nail polishes. Now before I start, I'm happy to admit that it's possible to make great polished Frankens by mixing a few of your existing colours together to make new colours. You might also like to create new colours by incorporating things like unwanted blushes or mineral makeup pigments into existing colours as well. And hey, this can work fine too, although this method is slightly more prone to failure. However, this isn't the way that big name polishes are made. They are made pretty much in line with these 6 golden rules. So here they are. Rule number 1. Use a polish base that suspends all of the ingredients correctly. Polish bases need what's called a thixotropic agent, which is the fancy name for something that keeps all of the ingredients suspended in the base. The easiest way to get these if you are frankening is to purchase a base with this stuff already added, because honestly, you don't want the hassle of trying to incorporate things like silica or stearoconium hectorite into the base yourself. Rule number 2. Only use pigments that are stable in nail lacquer bases. If you Google pigment, you'll find literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of pigments, but not all of them are suitable for making polish. For example, in the area called organic pigments, that's the ones we usually make matte polish colors with, there are surprisingly few options when it comes to polish, but we can show you the ones that are used by people like Revlon, OPI, China Glaze, Essie and the like. We'll come back to revisit this in another video soon. Rule number 3. Stick with glitters and other additives that are solvent stable. Okay, this one is sort of related to rule number 2, but it's just as critical because a lot of craft glitters have color that's soluble in the solvents that make up traditional nail polish. So adding these types of glitters will result in the color bleeding out of the glitter. So try and find and use solvent stable glitters and test a small amount if necessary before making larger amounts of glitter polish. Rule number 4. Watch your pigment load. Once you have a collection of polish ingredients, it's tempting to throw masses of everything into each new creation. The problem that this often creates is that your polish becomes more difficult to apply and much slower to dry. A lot of popular colors on the market have surprisingly few pigments and always have the lowest possible amount of pigment that gives good coverage result, usually with just 2 coats. Minimizing the pigment load usually also leads to longer wear times for the polish on natural nails, which is obviously another desirable attribute for your Franken polish. Rule number 5. Understand the relationship between particle size, luster and sparkle. As a general rule of thumb, the smaller the particle size of the pigment that you are using, the better the coverage will be, but the less sparkle there'll be also. On the flip side to this, pigments with lots of sparkle will generally be larger in size and have much lower coverage. Often you'll want to mix pigments with sparkling effects with those that give you good coverage. This is fine, you just need to watch the ratio of one to the other, or often your sparkle effect will be drowned out by the greater covering capacity of the smaller size pigment. Rule number 6. This is the most important rule of all, and in a way it's related to rule number 4. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Often the best nail color formulations don't try to mix too many different elements together. Commercially, this is usually to keep production costs manageable, but it's also a reflection of the fact that often the best formulas are the simplest ones. If you mix 2 organic pigments with a travel pigment and add 3 holographic glitters, you may make something that's absolutely earth-shattering. Or it might be something that only your mum loves. If you do want to achieve really different effects, it's often better to create 2 different nail colors and then experiment with layering one over the other or stamping one over a base color, creating a gradient effect with 2 colors, water marbling. Hey look, the possibilities are really endless. Okay, that's it. Just keep these 6 rules in mind when making your own nail colors, and I think you'll really enjoy making your own nail creations. We now have an email newsletter specifically set up for Franken nail polish customers. If you want more handy formula tips from us, updates on when we get new ingredients, new videos when I actually get to make them, and notification of when we have promotions available, simply sign into the newsletter service by entering your name and email on the sign up form on this page. This is a two-step process and you'll be added to our Aweber mailing list as well as our Facebook marketing list at the same time. As always, if you want to unsubscribe from either of these lists in the future, you can do so at any time. Cheers, have fun with those polishes, and dare to invent.